February 20th, 2025, and you're listening to Super Gamecast Daily, your number one place for video game news. I am your host, Bronson Fiore, joined by the lovely Lucifer Morningstar.
Good afternoon or good evening, Bronson. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. You know, it's got done with another long day of work. Came in to prep for the show for the lovely people who watch us, and yeah, hopefully we're gonna have a good one. How are you doing, my man?
I'm doing okay. I am making my way through the Doom games, getting ready for next month,
Right
the month
on.
after.
Or
I am
yeah,
getting ready.
like
I
2
am
months
getting
from
ready.
now. That's like May. That's like May, middle of May.
That is the problem with being dyslexic, my guy. Is if it begins with the one letter, you just assume it's. I get March and May mixed up all the time, which is great that I did because I have plenty of prep time. And being a Star Wars fan, it gives me 2 more months to be ready for May 4th.
Well, there you go. You gonna stream that game?
I will be, yes. I'm pre-ordering it this week or next week. I'm gonna get the big boy edition.
Right on. Yeah, that thing looked cool. I don't have a ton of space for statues anymore.
Oh,
But
no. I'm getting the deluxe edition. I was looking at the statue and, it looks great. As you can see, I have statues in a Pepsi can, but I'm running out of space for statues.
That's what happened to me. I have like a glass case of them, and then I have a bunch littered around the office, and it's like I bought that Venom one last year for like $200, and then I was like,
That was beautiful though.
I can't keep doing this. This is too much space. Anyway, well, that's cool, man. Hey, we're gonna talk about some news though. The video game news.
And a repeat offender this week.
Yeah, no, and last week. They were on last week. Which is, hey, Marvel Rivals has surpassed 40 million players as NetEase reports a net revenue of $2.9 billion for NetEase. Bro, that's crazy.
I mean, it's good on them, but after the news of the layoffs, which still no confirmation on why, but the rumors that they are just pulling out of North America do seem to very
yeah, when we talked about that, we were like, they're just, this is them just pulling out of North America, which, to be fair, that makes the game even cheaper to develop. So,
oh, absolutely. I mean, it's not really going to affect gameplay too much, I don't imagine. It does suck. Layoffs suck. We talk about them practically every day.
Pretty much every day,
yeah. But this is good for the game still. 40 million users. That's pretty impressive.
That's nuts, dude. And like the real crazy number is 2.9 billion over the course of December, January, and February. Like, bro, like they're making almost $1 billion a month.
Yeah, I mean, hey, keep rolling the teasers out. I'm sure you guys already covered the teaser for
Human Torch. Oh no, for the Blade? Yeah, no. Yeah, that looks cool. I will say that, man, like, I did not think people would be spending that kind of money on skins. Like, I have bought a single skin in both battle passes. I have
bought them.
Sorry,
go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I have literally only bought the battle passes, and I will admit on 2 different systems before I was full PC. You bought the Wolverine skin, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I bought Wolverine.
I want to buy more skins, but some of them just don't vibe with me. Like, I play Loki, I want a President Loki skin, or I want a comic accurate skin.
Yeah, that's kind of how I feel about a lot of the Moon Knight skins and a lot of the characters. Like I would love one of the Captain America skins I actually give a shit about. They haven't landed on any of the ones I really like.
I'm really surprised they went with the one they did recently. They could have just went in-game. In-game would have been the perfect one.
Yeah, I think that a lot of people really like that Infinity War look for him. That's my only assumption. You know, like personally, I don't know. I'm a big fan of his costume in First Avenger. I know a lot of people don't like it. I'm a fan. But
I
yeah.
wouldn't mind an old Cap from the Ultimate.
Yeah, I think like any like a more traditional comic outfit would be fine as well. Like there's a lot of outfits you can do for a lot of characters, and I think that's part of why this game continues to be a money printing machine. I have nearly considered buying skins for characters I don't even play.
I have too. Though the one that I've been thinking about recently, because I've been expanding into playing as a tank more, is the Hulk skin. I want that Gladiator skin. It looks awesome.
It looks dope. The one of the ones that I was looking at was and I don't even play either of these characters yet, but that new wedding outfit for Valentine's Day, I was just like,
oh yeah.
Oh, that's real good. So yeah, like there were a couple where I was just like, maybe I should throw some cash at this, but so far they haven't got me. I had earned enough units to buy the Spider-Man PS4 skin, so I didn't have to pay money, which was nice. But
Yeah, and that one was really good. These guys are doing a very good job as far as making your money actually worth it. Yeah, the skins are a little expensive, but they look good. They don't break the game. The only pay to win out of this entire game is just hardware. I'm not sure if they've patched that with the lock at 60 FPS versus faster hardware.
they did. They did.
Okay.
They did.
But aside that, they're doing an amazing job with everything.
Well deserved money. Like, and the thing about that this proves, this is a point that I've said for years, is that you don't need to make your monetization model predatory. Like, if you put out skins that people want, they'll pay $20 for them. Doesn't matter, dude. People pay. Like, I see so many people in matchmaking with the Iron Spider skin or the Mr. Fantastic and the wedding skin. Like, these skins are like $20, $30 in some cases, and people are straight up buying them. So yeah, like totally 100%. Like, I get it. Like, I'm a little stingier, especially because you get a lot of cool skins out of the battle pass, but I am sure that they're going to put out some Iron Man skin, some Doctor Strange skin. Like, comic accurate Doctor Strange would make me go, ooh.
Oh, absolutely.
Hello.
Another amazing point is like they add those special events. You don't have to pay for them. Not like other games have been very predatory about it. You do a special event, you have to pay extra money. Call of Duty, Fortnite are now like the biggest contenders for that.
They do have some paid skins linked to those events. Like they had Christmas Glint. Christmas Tree Glint was a paid skin. So was Christmas Rocket. But they always tend to also pair a freebie one with it. So
yeah, those are payable, but as far as like the objectives, where you had to complete this, and this in order to get the Jeff skin. The Jeff skin was for everyone.
Yeah, the Jeff skin.
Like,
yes,
as far as I know, you can still get the Christmas.
You can, but there's no FOMO aspect. You can still go buy those skins, but you can't just like earn them like easily. Like that is a lot of units to grind. Even grinding the units for that one Spider-Man skin was like 140 hours of that game. But like this goes back to sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, it's like when you look at it, they actually give you a very good good ability at getting it if you do spend a lot of time with every single character. because a lot of those achievements on the one of the particular hero trees gives you a lot, including exclusive skins for completing so many points.
Yeah,
so they give you a lot of variation of it.
I just got the Storm one today, actually. And I'm now rocking the white Storm skin.
So you're gonna be I'm definitely going to be maining Johnny for a while. So we can definitely tag team.
We
can tag team.
We definitely could. Man, that everything that they showed about him and the Thing in those trailers have been crazy. But no, I think on a broader industry level, this is good because like there's nothing really predatory in this monetization model. It's like you buy Battle Pass, you get Battle Pass forever. There's no FOMO. Skins stay around forever. There's no FOMO. You buy everything outright. Like, yeah, you have to earn stuff on the Battle Pass, and you can pay extra to get faster progression on it, but it's still not like an insane amount. That's a little gross, but other than that, like, no. So, like, generally, this proves the point that I'm saying is like, if you make a really good game that isn't gross and predatory, you can make an ass load of money. You know? But yeah, so good on him. It's a great game. It was my third favorite game of last year. I loved every goddamn minute of it. It was so good. I still love it. I just hit
my first.
What?
It was my number one. It was my number one. It just snagged everything out from behind. Like, I mean, I loved all the other games, but that once this came out, that's all I played.
Yeah, and I'm still playing it. Like, I just hit Platinum 1. Or sorry, Platinum 2.
Sweaty man.
I am in almost every game I get serious about. Anyway, we have another news story. Speaking of successful people in the video game industry doing cool shit. Sam Lake and Lucas Pope, they are being honored at this year's Game Developers Conference. For those of you who don't know, the Game Developers Conference is this big thing in San Francisco every year where a bunch of game developers meet up, talk ideas, network, that kind of thing. It's where a lot of cool game ideas actually get greenlit. A lot of indie games get some good exposure, and they do an award show every year. Like, hey, these guys are going to the Hall of Fame. These are some of the greatest game developers ever. You know, you see guys like Miyamoto going to this, Kojima, those kind of guys. Well, this year it is Sam Lake and Lucas Pope. Sam Lake, I feel like, requires no introduction. He is Alan Wake, Max Payne, all those games, Quantum Break, very big goddamn name in the industry, and also like he is the guy who played Max Payne in those first two games. He is, and he also plays a character in every one of those games. You know, he was lead writer and director for Alan Wake 2, which I'm gonna say this to everyone: if you have not played the Alan Wake games, that should immediately go to the top of your must-play list. I do not give a shit. It is, especially the second one. The second one's one of the best fucking games I've ever played. And he's been doing it for 30 years. The other one, Lucas Pope, he worked at Naughty Dog on Uncharted and other games for 2 decades. But it's his indie game that won him several GDC awards because he made Papers, Please. Do you know what Papers, Please is, Lucy? Have you played that one?
I do. In fact, if it wasn't for Papers, Please, I would not. Actually, I wouldn't be more interested in the superhero version we're getting this year.
Fair enough. And then he did Return to the Obra Dinn, which is that game is fantastic.
Well regarded. I remember a lot of people held that in high regard.
If you are a fan of detective games, that game is a must play, and that game is fantastic.
And I'm gonna have to put on my list.
Yeah. So the Game Developers Choice Award has a proud legacy, shining spotlight on figures who make gaming the most gripping and evocative. GDC event director Stephanie Hawking said in a statement, We're excited to recognize Sam and Lucas Pope for their commitment to pushing boundaries of the medium through transcendent narrative structures, complex moral questions, and evocative gameplay. I think the thing I can say about both these guys is it's very, like, they do a very good job of weaving narrative and gameplay together. I feel like Sam Lake in particular has been getting a lot of positive buzz recently because of how fantastic Alan Wake 2 was. Like Alan Wake 2 like just swept the awards. I think the only reason it didn't win every award the year it came out was because it came out the same year as Baldur's Gate 3. So yeah, like, and then Lucas Pope, that is a name it's not where Sam Lake is, because, you know, Sam Lake's been around for an eternity. But still, those are two huge, highly influential games. Well deserved. Hello? Take it up.
What? No. It sounded like you finished your thought.
Oh, well, good. Well, I was hope you had something to come with.
No, but, I said what I said. I'm very familiar with Sam Lake's role in video games. I do know about Pope's games. It's definitely on my list of games to play. Just never really got a chance to him because biggest problem being a gamer, let alone a streamer, is games come out all the time.
Oh yes,
great games come out unannounced, and then they just take the industry by storm. Or you'll get like a AAA game that gets like a huge comeback, or you get flops here and there. It's just a constant flow of just content coming at you.
This has been a big part of why, like, one of my goals for the year is to be more mindful of what I am playing. I am trying to spend less time on mindless live service game and more time on, like, single player focused adventures and, like, games that have real meaningful design behind them. Which both these dudes, hey, they were good at that. So,
oh, absolutely.
Anyway, credit to them both. Sam Lake in particular, I'm a big fan of his. It's probably going to be an eternity before we get Alan Wake 3, but I loved Alan Wake 1 and 2. I loved Control. I can't wait for Control 2. So, anyway, credit to them both. Next news story. Hey, a new Tony Hawk game reveal was teased in Black Ops 6. A sign in the blind map seems to suggest an announcement is coming next month. Season 2 Reloaded has 2 new maps. One of the maps has a sign that looks very similar to Tony Hawk and says March 4th, 2025. So, and then there was a recent
mere weeks away.
Yes, and then you know, a pro skater, Sean Jones, saying on a podcast earlier this week that he was going to feature in an upcoming remaster, saying, quote, "I'm in a Tony Hawk coming out. That's cool. They got a new one they're remastering, so that's about to come out. I was in the last one." And he appeared in remake 1+2. So, fuck yes. Fuck yes. That Tony Hawk remake a couple years back. Oh, that was a damn good game. And 3 and 4 are better Tony Hawk games than 1 and 2. So, holy shit, I'm ready. Were you a Tony Hawk guy?
I am definitely a Tony Hawk guy. I'm still I'm one of the few, or maybe not, maybe a few. I'm still holding out for a remake of Underground 2. I was a huge fan of that one back in the day.
So I will tell you what will probably get that to happen, or likely to happen, is if this sells really well, those are the next 2 games in the train. So what I'm saying, people, is you need to buy these.
You don't have to tell me, Bronson. I'm going to be buying it.
Good. I I actually ended up buying the first one twice. I bought it on Xbox when it came out, and then it came out on, and then last year I heard they made it so it would work on Steam Deck. They took the anti-cheat out of the Steam Deck version, and I was like, that's a perfect game to play on Steam Deck. That sounds amazing. And yeah, so I ended up putting a good time into it. 3, in my opinion, is kind of the high watermark for the series. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this, man. I hope that this is not just a cool joke from Activision, and they're actually doing something on that day. Even if it's just a press release that's like, yeah, we're making it. Shut up, leave us alone.
I mean, that's kind of fair. As long as they're working on it and they're not gonna nickel and dime us, I'm okay. I'm okay.
I'm trying to remember if the first. So I don't remember much about the first game's microtransactions. So we kind of went through it, did a bunch of high score stuff, and then stopped. I really liked it. I don't think the first one they nickel and dimed too much.
No, but it is from a company that's been known for doing it here and there.
Yeah, Activision. Well, they're owned by Microsoft now, so maybe they might not be completely the devil. So I realize that's like the devil being bought by a slightly better devil, but you know, you never know.
Devilly speaking.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway,
well, I definitely looking forward to hearing more about this. I'm hoping it comes out this year. That would be nice. It's very rare that we get a good skateboarding game.
Yeah, Aaron's kind of been dying for one. Aaron's a huge skateboarding fan. He showed me this indie one that's being worked on that's like massively multiplayer and has like all these course design things. And it looks awesome. I wish I remember its name. God, what was that? Lordy, I wish he was in the chat tonight. God, I'm trying to remember it. Reckless, that was it.
Skate?
No, it was called Reckless. I said indie. Skate is by EA. That is the least indie thing in the world.
Okay, all right. But on the other end, like I never really put too much time into any of the games other than Tony Hawk.
Skate was cool. Skate was closer to being a simulator. And it was a really cool game. I want to say Skate 2 is like one of Aaron's favorite games ever. Like that game is absolutely fantastic. I do prefer Tony Hawk because I'm a fan of a more arcadey experience. But yeah, there was this indie game they showed off a while ago. It's called Reckless. It's there are a lot of skateboarding games. This one seems cool as hell. So, but I'm also happy we're getting new Tony Hawk.
Oh, anyway.
Absolutely. Speaking of Activision, however, and being the devil,
this one hurts me. Mm-hmm. This one hurts.
Oh yeah, you're gonna.
I've been ranting enough about this particular game, and they're because this completely goes against what they said before this game came out. Oh, we want it to be more grounded. We don't want these ridiculous skins. We want Call of Duty to be more grounded. So we're not going to move the skins forward. And then what do they do? And this is the most, I think so far, this is the most blatant, like, money grab of doing that.
Well, you see, the reason why they're not keeping it grounded is because the business people were like, okay, but that's not going to make infinite money. Like, that's not going to make more money than God. So we need you to make more money than God. So in order to do that, you need to put in the goddamn Ninja Turtles.
And that's fine. That's fine. But what we're about to actually cover about this is not fine.
No, the fact that it's $90 to unlock all of the turtles, with each one costing $20 each. So that's one thing. And then each hero is being sold its own premium bundle, which they have not stated what is in this, but previous premium bundles have been $24 each. So in that mindset, that means you're looking at 96 COD points for all of them. By the way, there's an event pass to unlock Master Splinter and other Ninja Turtles items, which costs 1,100 COD points, needing a total of $107 to get it all. It looks like, yeah.
What wasn't I just saying and praising another game for doing such a great job and not nickeling diming for extra skins? And
the thing is,
just for a mini battle pass.
It's like legitimately this could have just been a battle pass.
Oh, absolutely! Just put it in a battle pass.
Like Marvel Rivals has 10 skins in its new battle pass, and 2 of them are like sick as hell. But they want to get the most out of this crossover. This is just gross to me. It's very it's very gross to me. And then on top of that, like, this is the second time in a year this has happened to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Then the price to buy all the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles content back then was $100. But for Street Fighter, it was easy to ignore because, like, Street Fighter has 2 game modes. One is where you make a custom avatar and dress them however you want. And then the other one is, and that's where you'd buy a Ninja Turtle costume. And then the other one's regular Street Fighter that you play with characters normally. So it's like no one really cared about the costume. Some people still bought it. Like, you'd go to the Battle Hub and see people walking around looking for regular matches in their Ninja Turtle costume, and I'm just thinking, God, you're a sucker. That's my thoughts on that. And then, and I get that, like, they have to pay for the rights to the Ninja Turtles, and I'm sure that was a lot of money. Then don't do the crossover. But then it goes back to the original point I was telling you of just, this is going to make all the money in the world. This is going to make so much money. Oh, I guarantee you. When does this come out? What's the date for this?
I don't think it actually said. I can check the trailer.
Yeah, I think it just
says coming soon. Coming soon.
Okay, so, like, for real though, like, think of it this way. Like, okay, they had to pay for the Ninja Turtles license, but I'm guaranteeing you when this comes out, whenever officially this is, if we were to go log in to Black Ops 6, we will see a Ninja Turtle in almost every match.
Oh, most definitely.
Like, no doubt in my mind. Which goes back to my point, everyone. If you want to see predatory practices like this stop buying it. Stop spending money on the skins and battle passes that are predatory.
So, I mean, Paramount has to be making a ton of money off of their IP because I don't think there's any other IP that has made more crossovers into video games than the Ninja Turtles themselves.
Oh yeah,
they're in everything. Street Fighter, Call of Duty, Brawlhalla. I believe that they were also in. They're in Fortnite, of course.
They're in that Nickelodeon fighting game, All-Star Brawl. And not only that, they also have their own game. It's a great game too. They make money hand over fist. But you see, as we always go over on this show, it's not about making a profit. It's not about making some money. It's about making all of the money all of the time, and you must make more money than you made the last time, or it's a failure. Ugh. So
speaking of them, though, they also have their own new game coming out at some point, based off of The Last Ronin. Yes, and it's supposedly supposed to be more like Arkham.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of neat. I really like that beat 'em up they put out 2 years ago. That was one of my favorite games the year it came out. I think those are the best turtle games. They make the most sense for the turtles. Just 4-player co-op beat 'em up. It just makes sense, and that game was great. But that is also the case of a game that will not make or print infinite money. So
they were also in Injustice as well.
Nope, yep, they were in Injustice.
Smite.
Yep.
Nickelodeon's games.
Yep.
Nickelodeon's Kart Racers.
Yep. I think the
Hot Wheels.
Dear God.
Sessin, Skate Sim. They were also in that.
That crossover makes sense. That makes sense.
Oh, absolutely. Minecraft, Roblox, like there's Fall Guys. There's nothing that I don't think there's any genre that they've never been in.
Yeah, no, they've been in a lot.
Oh yeah.
So
I mean, granted, it's a well-known IP. Everyone likes the Turtles.
yeah.
Their movies do fairly well, if not hated at first. But like, I mean, I grew up on the original 90s version.
Same.
It was very dark. It wasn't as family friendly, but they like still. Oh, and not to mention those suits just look horrifying today. If you ever look up what those suits look like today.
Yes, they do. I see them in memes about never paying for late pizza all the time.
They were very right. That is the best advice when it comes down to pizza. Never pay full price for late pizza.
I mean, I agree, but so yeah, no, man. I think that going back to the more serious point here, though, it's like, if you want this to stop paying for it. But it also goes back to the thing I've been saying for years, every gamer boycott is a 2-minute trailer away from being over. So they can't help themselves. For the most part, anyway. Oh, Jesus. So yeah, it's unfortunate. I really hope Call of Duty gets its shit together, but I don't think it will in this regard.
Thinking.
Just people are willing to spend all of the money on goddamn Call of Duty skins. So
it's not the worst thing that people spend money on. I've been on top 10 videos while I've been working and listening to how many people have been scammed by NFTs. Astonishing.
Oh yeah, well, and then on top of that, like there's the fact that like you want to talk about the video game industry itself. At least this, what you're getting. Like, you're paying for the skin outright. Like, at least it's not like a loot box or something like that. It's still not great, and I don't recommend it, but at least you know what you're getting.
Well, this all started in a time ago it all started with horse armor.
I mean, yes. Yeah, kind of. I made fun of that then, and I said it was a gateway to worse shit even then. And mind you, I was not old. Like, I was 16 when that happened. So no excuses, everybody.
None whatsoever. Goddamn horse armor.
Yeah, like people bought the horse armor and they bought the map pack. Like, the map packs made sense because you were at least getting something, like, and it was going to be used a lot. But like, man, a lot of the shit people bought back then was just dumb as hell. And I remember back in the day, if you want to talk about real old man stories, back in the day, PC games used to get expansion packs, which were basically a whole full other game to add on to your current game. It was like, here you pay $40 to $50 for this game, and then a year later you pay $20 to $30 to basically get another game to attach to that same game. It's, like StarCraft and Brood War, or Warcraft 3 and Frozen Throne, like disappointing. Anyway.
Yeah. Well.
Yep. So, I don't know. Spend your money on developers who at least pretend to respect you.
Like Marvel Rivals.
Yes,
regardless, that's a great example. They are, a lot of negative attention has recently been brought to them, but in the grand scheme of everything, they are doing very well, and they are not predatory.
And they
give you the option.
And I also can say that their recent bad news is more the fault of global politics than it is the publisher or anything else. This is something that I always bring up to everyone, which is politics affect every single thing that you do, no matter what it is. And the state of the world when it comes to trade, when it comes to how things are made, are going to affect end products like video games. And right now, NetEase is a Chinese developer. The United States currently has a pretty rocky relationship with China. So this Chinese company is like, all right, we need to get out of America altogether. So that's why that is. That's really not that is the fault of global policy, not as much the fault of the publisher. I get it. I'm less upset about that one. Layoffs are shitty in any circumstance, but I at least understand the circumstances here. It's not like hey, we're trying to balance the budget thing by cutting headcount. It's literally like, bad things are gonna happen to us if we don't do this. So, yep.
And localizing your team is just going to make the workload a lot easier. That way, it's not going overseas and dealing with time zones, and it's just going to keep the work all together anyway.
There are some design benefits to it for sure. Yes. Anyway, we got another news story. Next up is, and damn it, I got the stories backwards. That's my bad. Anyway, so The Last of Us Online was great, but Naughty Dog canceled it after Bungie explained what it takes to make live service games.
Damn it, Bungie. I mean,
we'll get into it. Former Sony Interactive Entertainment executive Shuhei Yoshida had commented on Naughty Dog's canceled Last of Us game, saying that he played it and it was great. They stopped development on Last of Us Online in December of 2023, saying it would have needed to put all of its resources into post-launch content for years to come, an approach that would have severely impacted its ability to develop full single-player games. We're saying, quote, "We realize you've been anticipating news around the project that have been called The Last of Us Online. There's no easy way to say this. We've made the incredibly difficult decision to stop development on that game." And then, during this time, they said, hey, ramping up to full production, we realized, hey, we can't do this. What Shuhei said when he was on Sacred Symbols Plus, Last Stand Media's venture for this, the idea for The Last of Us Online came from Naughty Dog, and they really wanted to make it. But Bungie explained to them what it takes to make a live service game, and Naughty Dog realized, oops, we can't do that. If we do it, we can't make Intergalactic the Heretic Prophet. So that was the lack of foresight. And then there was also, hey, guess what? Layoffs and scaled back development of Last of Us Online due to review from Bungie. In October of 2023, they put the game on ice, and well, there you go. So, yeah.
Honestly, I think it was a smart decision. Definitely. I mean, Bungie knows, a thing or two, even if they make missteps here and there with their live service and their community. But, getting expertise, thoughts on things, and realizing, oh, shit, okay, we want to make this awesome thing, but I think, it sounds like we're getting over our head.
Also,
all right, we're going to shut it down.
Also, I'm gonna be real. Naughty Dog, or not Naughty Dog. Bungie is a constant fuck up machine. But this is
I was giving him the benefit of the doubt. I was trying to be nice.
But like, let's call it what it is with that. Is like they're a constant fuck up machine. The thing with that is this is before we knew that. Before we knew they were a constant fuck up machine. And also before Sony knew that they were a constant fuck up machine and put them basically in charge of making all of their live service games, which is working out great so far because you have like 2 successes and a bunch of wasted money and canceled games. Good job, boys. But yeah, I think this is smart for a lot of reasons. I really enjoyed Last of Us 1 multiplayer. It was a lot of fun, but it's not something I wanted to come back to all the time. And also, when it comes to making a live service game, it's not just you can take developers who have never done it and be like, hey, make a live service game now. Like, it requires people who know what they're doing or to people who learn to know what they're doing. And that takes a lot of time and effort. That's why you see a lot of these live service projects helmed by single player studios fail. That's kind of what happened with Suicide Squad. You took a single player studio and said, turn this live service. And they're like, okay, we'll figure that out. And just never did. So that's part of it. And then I think the other part of it is, yeah, if you're, I would much rather have Naughty Dog make a new IP single player experience. I'd much have them rather make that.
Which I mean is their bread and butter.
Yeah, I mean, they've made some good multiplayers over the years. Don't get me wrong. Like, I really enjoyed Uncharted and Last of Us multiplayers. They were really good.
Oh,
yeah. But my problem is just like, is that really something that we're gonna see for a long period of time? Like, and is this gonna be something people really come back to? No, not really. I'd rather you just make another single player game. And Naughty Dog has the chops to make a hell of a single player game still. I know a lot of people, for probably kind of shitty, disingenuous reasons, did not like that Heretic Prophet trailer. And there were very mixed opinions about Last of Us 2, and I get it. I think The Last of Us 2 is probably the best playing game they ever made. But I think they effectively told their story backwards. I think it is a good story told backwards. And spoilers for Last of Us 2, if you've never played it. Everybody, it's been 5 years almost. All right.
Yeah, but what about the season 2?
I mean, cool, dude. What do you? Okay.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying we are covering that as well.
Yeah, yes. So
and a lot of people haven't actually. A lot of non-gamers haven't actually seen or played the game.
If a non-gamer listens to this show for some reason, please speak out, comment on the YouTube video, email us, bronsonf@supergamecraft.com.
Just no carrier pigeons. I'm tired of cleaning up the mess.
Yes, just something, because I want to know why. Anyway, but the story follows, starts out, Ellie, Joel gets murdered by this girl named Abby and her crew. You play as Ellie trying to get vengeance. It cuts to and then you play as Abby, and you find out as you're playing as Abby, oh, Ellie was murdering all, these people in this group, and like dealing with all, and like seeing the fallout of what was happening with Ellie, while also, just doing her story to try and do a bunch of other stuff going on. I'm going to try and spoil as little as I can while doing this, everybody. The problem with that story is by the time you play as Abby, you do not give a shit about Abby. Because you've had an entire game and a half of Ellie. You've had an entire game and a half of this person that you're really attached to and really like. Ellie's a great character. So when you get to Abby, she is very much like new to you, and it's kind of weird, and you find out the doctor that Joel killed was her dad. And you're like, oh, that's kind of understandable. She did that, but I kind of don't give a shit because I'm already attached to Joel and Ellie. And then when that rolls around, and then like you have all these friends that Abby has, but you're not really attached to any of them all that much. So like the fact that Ellie murks them all, and you already know that going in, so you're like, oh, I'm not going to get attached. Why should I get attached to this person? I know Ellie kills her in like 2 seconds, after this happens. Well, what they should have done is they should have said, no, we're doing a new protagonist in this game. And they should have opened it up with the scene where, you have Abby and her dad, and then the scene where you find out Joel killed Abby's dad. And then you start the game out on a quest to murder Joel. And then you murder Joel in the first 4 hours, play the rest of the game like normal, and then you do a surprise flip to playing as Ellie and do her half of the game instead. It makes 1,000 times more sense. It has 1,000,000 times more impact. It will actually give more impact when you're killing, Abby's friends. And then also they just need to make Abby a more likable character. Because, like, she kind of sucks. I'm playing through that game currently with my girlfriend because she never played it and she wants to be ready for the TV show. And she's like, I kind of hate her. And I'm like, oh yeah, she's a terrible person. Or at least partially a terrible person. Like, she does some really shady shit that's kind of inexcusable. And not, like, in a for survival way, like Ellie, like in a I'm a bad person way. Which, hey, that brings us to our next news story. Unless you have some more to say about Last of Us multiplayer, sorry.
No, I mean, I enjoyed it for what they did in the first game. I to be honest, I think I enjoyed the Uncharted better, but I think it was a wise decision ultimately because it gave them more resources to work on their single player, which not kicking their multiplayer, but they do way better with their story.
Yeah, I always felt that Naughty Dog's multiplayers, be it Uncharted 2, 3, 4, or Last of Us, always felt like these are nice little value add-ons. These are fun to do once I finish up the campaign. And it like ignore them after like 1 or 2 weeks. So, it's a shame that Last of Us multiplayer is not around because, hey, that was Bum Fights the video game, as I always called it. You murder someone with a broken bottle. That's Bum Fights the video game. Anyway, hey, we got our last news story here though, which is, hey, Last of Us Season 2. That has got a release date. Sure does. Last of Us Season 2 has been confirmed for April 13th at 9 at night Eastern Standard Time, as well as streaming on Max. It will run for 7 episodes, and they have shown off the new posters. It is set 5 years after the first one, and it'll pick up same place the game does, Ellie and Joel living with Tommy in Montana. Though back then in the game it was Wyoming. Missouri?
Minnesota? No,
Jackson's
Miami.
in Missouri. I'm pretty sure Jackson's in Missouri. Anyway, they showed off some posters. You get to see Abby here. Every path has its price. Ellie. And then Joel. You wonder what I'm actually kind of looking forward to most out of this show?
What?
The people who never played the game and are going to be shocked by the Joel murder in the first 2 seconds of the show.
especially since it's Pedro Pascal and everyone loves him.
Yes, Pedro Pascal is amazing. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be very sad when I watch it as well.
Oh yeah, it was sad as fucking came, dude. They beat him with an inch of his life and then they cave his head in. That shit was so fucked up. But like, imagine how it's gonna look on TV. Right?
I mean, HBO's doing it. They can go as far as they want.
Yeah, that's one of the great parts about HBO, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you've watched The Penguin, but off of that Pattinson Batman movie, that was an amazing show.
I heard it was great.
Doing its own thing.
I heard it was great. The last show that I really got into on Max that wasn't animated was Peacemaker. I loved Peacemaker.
Loved it. Actually, that's one of my goals at one point is to do the cosplay just so I could do that intro dance.
You better. And you little teaser, he's working on a cosplay series for us. That should definitely be a video of you make that cosplay and then you do the dance, the whole dance to set to the song at the end. There you go.
I think I could manage that at some point.
Yeah, that's a winner idea right there. Boy howdy. Anyway. Yeah. You're excited for the TV show? I know, how big of a Last of Us fan are you actually? Like where does it rank on your
So I still need to finish the second game.
Oh well, now I feel bad.
You didn't spoil much because I followed enough of it. I've watched a lot of other streamers play it. I know what the story is.
Okay,
I knew before I was getting into the game because it was already spoiled for me. It wasn't one of those games that I wanted to discover it myself. It was a very story-driven game. I knew exactly how popular it was. I just want to finish it for myself. I got pretty far into it, so obviously I already knew about the big spoiler. And it's a fun game. I enjoy it. The combat is pretty much what I enjoy most about it, and that's fine. Story-wise, yeah, no, Abby is meh.
I would say meh at best. Most people actively dislike her. I agree with you. I think she is meh, but like my girlfriend was just like, do we ever go back to playing Ellie? And I'm like, in like the last chapters. And she's like, oh. It's like, yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
I try not to be overly hateful towards characters. Like, I know there's a character in the new Dragon Age. It's getting a lot of hate, and
that was dumb.
What did this? Yeah, but like one of the streamers that I watch or like content creators said it best. It's like, look, she's got the same personality as Brie Larson. Like if she was written better to be able to relate to better, that would be cool. The character was written in a way that makes people dislike it. It's not what she is, it's how they were written, and everything that every character says, this character takes as an insult, just like Brie Larson. Like a lot of people don't like her for the same reasons, and that is a very valid reason why people don't like that character.
I agree. The problem around that game though is that's a discussion that was entirely lost. Because 90% of the discussion was people screaming, this is woke, this is a non-binary character. We've never seen the outside of a basement. I mean, that's what it was.
I mean, I didn't play it. I'm not going to play it. Dragon Age has always been one of those games. It's like, okay, I mean, like, I get the following. I played a few of them. I'd rather play Baldur's Gate. Baldur's Gate is just better. Champions in Norath. Champions of
Norath.
Norath. I'd rather play that. That one was a great game.
I think that like Dragon Age, the first one, was an amazing game. I think that first Dragon Age game was incredible. I think that it got progressively worse after that. My problem with the most recent one is like I have such a hard time looking at criticism of it though because of like the surrounding idiot mob culture war around it. Like just and I'm just so and this happens every time that like a game with a female protagonist, a game with a protagonist that's a person of color, a game that is doing something different than the series as a whole has done in the past. I'm just like, guys, sometimes it's not a woke conspiracy. Sometimes the writing is just bad. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Typically, that's what I bring it down to. I mean, I had the same issue with the Star Wars fans for Acolyte. There were some good parts that I liked Acolyte, but at the same point, I've just like quit forcing the stuff into it and just write a good story and make it where with the universe. Stop shoehorning in cameos. You don't need to do that. That's what irritated me the most about it is shoehorning cameos of characters that that weren't part of that era. Like, don't do that. Don't do that.
We should have a rule on this show that every time someone brings up Pokemon or Star Wars, I have to take a shot because for me, it's like, man, the fact that y'all still have hope is the most
there is a lot
quality.
of good things coming that they've done too. I mean, I absolutely love the Boba Fett.
I wish I had my oxygen mask so I could be like, he's taking a hit of copium. The cope is real. Anyway, oh lordy. But man, I like I said, I used to be a huge Star Wars fan. I'm just too much. Like,
well, they still have too much Zelda.
Yeah, one Zelda game every like 5 years. Awesome.
And that's all everyone ever talks about. Actually, you know, I'll give you the argument on Pokemon. Pokemon, it really just is Pokemon, and a lot of their smaller stuff does better than their like. Oh, this is what we're doing. This is to be groundbreaking. No, it's not.
My problem with like Pokemon is like the fact that it is my problem with Pokemon is like the fact that it is literally the most profitable media franchise ever. It is the most profitable, but it also, you want to talk about a franchise that does nothing new at all. I am someone who does not give a shit about narrative changes, really. I care about setting a little bit, but generally I care about gameplay and mechanics changes. It's why Zelda and Mario never bothered me. They change a ton of mechanics, they innovate on gameplay a lot, they evolve over time. Pokemon has barely evolved gameplay-wise since the 90s, which is ironic. Brother.
That is so ironic, too. On a game based around Pocket Monster evolution.
Yes.
It cannot evolve.
Yeah, and we went into an episode on that on a couple episodes back with me and Duncan about why that is. You know, as most of the problems of the game industry, it goes back to yo dog capitalism. Anyway, that was the show, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's the late show, 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And we hope you have yourself a good night. Bye.
See ya.